Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time you are joining us. It's good to be with you. I wanted to start today just by sharing a little bit about the last, I guess, 10 days or so, or 2 weeks, I guess, being with the Feast for the Soul. It really has been an interesting experience. This is the first year that I think I've tuned in every single day. If you're not familiar with the feast, it is what we call a 40-day spiritual practice immersion. So for 40 days, we meditate daily at a specific time. And if you can't join live at that time, then you can catch any number of meditations on the replay. And what I am noticing about this year in particular, because I am participating every day, is that I am leaning into this really beautiful rhythm that is developing with this habit of tuning in every day, of these daily meditations on Zoom. And it makes me feel a little bit like what we have started to develop with this little group that we have, where we come together in community, this felt sense of being nourished and supported, holding space for each other, being held, and a time of solace, but also interconnectedness. And we've talked quite a bit during the feast about Thich Nhat Hanh. He calls this sense of interconnectedness interbeing. It is a Zen Buddhist tradition that really emphasizes interconnectedness and compassion and mindfulness, even going as far as ethical living, really fostering this greater sense of responsibility for ourselves and for each other, beyond ourselves. So I was reading this cool thing. So as I was thinking about all these ideas and these feelings, these senses that I've had through the feast, I happened to run across a blog post about aspen groves, and it's by Therese Rossignol. And it reminds me a little bit of what Thich Nhat Hanh talks about, and also what I've been feeling a little bit with our community. She says that aspens don't survive in solitude. A lone seedling is the source of its origin, but you won't find an aspen standing in a field, solitary and alone. The tree is always part of a larger organism, interconnecting all the trees in the grove underground beyond view. This idea of, I think I talked about mycelium before, all of these connections that happen beneath the soil with trees and living organisms. And so they're connected through a vast root system. And when one aspen tree dies, the remainder of the colony survives, and another will grow from the supporting system below ground to replace it. The entire colony cycles together. So an individual aspen might live between 50 and 150 years, but the entire colony can live for thousands of years, which was really cool to think about. And she says a colony in Utah, which is here in the United States, named Pando, is estimated to be somewhere around 80,000 years old. Which, wow, I mean, it was really remarkable to think about that. In many ways, then, she talks about how aspen groves remind her of the whole of humanity, that even as we look at an aspen grove and we go up close and personal, it looks like there's one tree or one tree at a time, but in reality, there is this much larger connection that we all have, or that they all have with each other, but that we do as well. And by connecting into that, we start to develop this very harmonious rhythm. So with that in mind today, we are going to engage in a mindful breath and body awareness practice that I feel like will remind us of our sense of interconnectedness, not only with each other, but also the interconnection between our heads and our feet, and our fingers and our ears. I love doing body awareness practices because there are parts of the body that sometimes we forget that are there. and it helps us tune in and really be mindful. So, with each meditation, it's okay to have thoughts, they are natural. Just don't try too hard to force anything today. Allow whatever is in your practice to unfold. Let go of any expectations and come today with a beginner's mind. Always, always be kind to yourself and finally stick with the practice. As we usually do, we'll meditate for about 20 minutes. I will keep track of the time and we'll get started. So go ahead and get yourself into a comfortable position. I do forget sometimes to mention how important comfort is. Whatever you do in your meditation, just make sure that you feel supported and comfortable and also alert. Typically, upright is helpful. And go ahead when you're ready and let your eyes close if you feel comfortable, or you can find a point in front of you where you can draw your gaze. You might soften the face by loosening the jaw, letting any tension go around the eyes or in the forehead, dropping your shoulders, letting your hands rest at your sides or in your lap. And allowing yourself to arrive in this moment. Letting anything that happened before this to be in the past and letting anything go that's to come. And relishing this moment and this time for yourself. Perhaps today you'd like to set an intention. Maybe today it's to quiet the mind. Or perhaps it's to tune in to interbeing. Whatever is true for you, tune into that now. Begin deepening the breath, tuning in to what it feels like to take air in through the nose and out through the nose. Settling the nervous system. Allowing yourself to let go. And returning your breath to its natural rhythm and depth. And sensing into the stillness. Perhaps this is the first time today that you've been in stillness. Noticing what it feels like to leave the activity of the world behind and to tune into the essence that is you. Letting the belly be soft, And the breath natural, softening the heart. And whatever arises, receiving that with a gentleness and an appreciation. Feeling the rise and the fall of the ribs. The expansion of the abdomen. Being mindful of the breath as it enters the body and it exits the body. One inhalation, one exhalation at a time. Sensing the breath and feeling its natural rhythm. On the inhale, you might say ease. And on the exhale, you might say calm. Inviting calm and ease as you expand the breath throughout the body. If you notice there are parts of the body that are tense or feel constricted in any way, you might invite the breath to those places. Allowing it to circulate and perhaps releasing ever so slightly some of the tension. Bringing ease and gentle calm. Bringing the focus of your attention now to the soles of your feet resting on Mother Earth. Sensing into the heels and the toes, the bottoms of the feet. Sensing into the top of the feet, into your Achilles tendon, into the calves and the joints, feeling into your knees. Acknowledging whatever you feel in the body right now, without judgment. allowing it to be as it is. Letting your awareness move to the thighs, into the hip joints, feeling into the body with awareness, tuning in to the hamstrings, the pelvis, and your sits bones. Letting ease and calm circulate throughout the trunk of your body. Moving your attention into the lower back, up the spine, into the middle back, and the upper back. Feeling any physical or emotional sensations as you follow the spine with awareness. Feeling into each of the shoulders and the shoulder blades. Moving your awareness down each of the upper arms, into the elbows and the elbow joints, into the forearms, into the wrists and the wrist joints. Sensing into the fingers, and the palms, noticing anything that might want to be released, any places that might be sticky, where you can bring ease and calm. And shifting your attention now to the belly. Whatever sensations are there as you feel into your gut with awareness. Noticing any messages you might be receiving in this moment. What is your gut telling you? Moving into the solar plexus, into the chest, sensing into the lungs and the heart space. You might tune in to the rhythm of your heart. Any messages. What might your heart be telling you in this moment? Feeling into the neck, moving to the jaw and releasing any tension you might be holding. Releasing any tension in the mouth, in the teeth, perhaps the roof of the mouth. Bringing your attention to this area of the neck, the lips, and the mouth, this area of expression. Noticing if there's anything that needs to be said or expressed. Feeling into the cheeks and the ears. Noticing if anything needs to be heard, any messages coming in. Drawing your attention now to the inside of the head, into the brain, into all of the connections going on to keep the mind and the body functioning. Truly a place of interconnectedness. Bringing your attention now to the creases around the eyes. Perhaps releasing any tension between the eyebrows. Relaxing into the forehead. All the way to the crown. Now gently connect the crown and the head with the neck and the throat, the shoulders and the arms, the hands, the heart and the chest, the belly and the back, the hips, the legs, and the feet. Feeling the interconnectedness of the whole body from head to toe, from shoulder to fingertip. As you breathe in, feel the body rising ever so gently on the inhalation and settling on the exhalation. Becoming aware of the entire body being breathed. Breathing in, breathing out with complete awareness. We'll rest in stillness for a minute or two and I'll track the time. In the same way that all parts of the body are connected, we too are connected with all beings across the planet. I invite you now to tune into your community, perhaps beginning with your family and loved ones, gradually fanning your attention out to your neighbors, then to your town, to your country, and then to the region of the globe where you reside, all the way out to the entire planet. And as you tune in to the interconnectedness of all of life on our planet, offer these words of loving kindness to yourself and all beings everywhere. May we be safe. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we live in peace, no matter what we're given. May our hearts be filled with love and kindness. We'll spend our final moments letting these sentiments circulate and resting and interbeing. The heart of the universe pulses in all hearts. There is one who is the life in all forms. There is one who is joyful and simply existing in all bodies, as all bodies. Explore the life that is the life of your present form. One day you will discover it is not different from the life of the secret one, and your heart will sing triumphant songs of being at home everywhere. I invite you, when you're ready, to begin to deepen the breath. Perhaps bringing some gentle movement back into the body. You might sway a bit side to side if you're so inclined, or wiggle the toes. You could also stretch into the space around you if that feels good. Take your time coming out of meditation. It's really important to do that slowly to ease the nervous system back into the space of activity, deepening the breath. When you're ready, you're welcome to blink your eyes open. Taking in your surroundings with new and fresh eyes. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. The light in me honors and sees the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. We'll see you next time.